Hello everybody, CyberKnight-Miky here, another face reveal, I know, and hold on. Ugh, goddamn. Well, let me just, alright, this will work. I hope you won't be, well, blamer of this light around me, right? Well, it's pretty much 11 p.m. for me. And you notice what is behind me? Oh yeah, a poster. Back in 2018, when I got it. The Fallen Kingdom poster. Yeah. And if you're wondering why I'm literally mentioning that, you know what actually was kind of released today? And there was some people like Clayton, which was a Jurassic Park fan, and the Gaming Beaver also did a review of it, aka a reaction. And you know what I'm talking about. For those who know, today I'm gonna do a review, actually my opinion of Battle at the Rock, which is a short film of Jurassic World, which is merely a little synopsis and a prologue of Jurassic Park, Jurassic World 3, Jurassic Park 3. Oh god, oh god. Are we gonna have Amanda Kirby screaming Eric again? Uh, God, we want that, right? Oh boy. So, my my thoughts on this short. I really liked it. I mean, to be fair, I'm a little bit kind of a sucker for prehistoric creatures and such, if they are actually done right. And for Jurassic Park franchise sake, they actually did it really alright. And sometimes there would have been hit and miss. I understand that some are actually criticizing for, well, nonsensical science and stuff. Well, remember, it's fictional, and two, and why it's also called Jurassic Park, even though everything is literally more Cretaceous creatures. If you want actually a explanation why it's called that, well, then you should have talked to Michael Crichton, which he was actually the original owner of Jurassic Park. Remember, all of this Jurassic Park and World stuff is actually based on Michael Crichton. Okay? So if there's gonna be if you wanted to criticize, you should probably take some notes from the novels first before you criticize something else that doesn't make sense or something like that. Like I know something like Nostalgia Critic and some other people I actually recognize actually either criticizing for being just cop just a copying the stuff from before and the work and the newest films and then but they also suck and stuff for something like yeah. Well, for example, Fallen Kingdom with Pacific Flow, which is kind of impossible to run away from, which I kind of actually agree. But yeah, this is that film for me. It's kind of in top three of the in kind of in the middle, a little bit higher in the Lost World, but not as little bit equal, kind of somewhat equal to Jurassic World, sort of. But yeah, before we are gonna mention that much, I forgot it was actually a synopsis of and a actual review of Battle at the Rock. So the story, what is it all about? Well, it's actually kind of short. That we're in a family perspective, where they're in a camp in the woods. Thank God that Logan Paul isn't there, because my God, oh boy, uh, oh, I did. That was a bad joke. uh, I cannot cut. Nope. I'm just gonna leave it right there. Yeah. How? Yeah. Whatever. There's a family with 3 kids and 2 adults, which are having a really nice family dinner. Eating some grilled barbecue chicken bones and stuff, and they kind of have a little discussion of what they have been doing, what they have learned something new, and then suddenly they actually noticing that the neighbors, which also were in the camp too, kind of, which also were exactly at the time where there was gonna be raining star. Oh God, what was it called? Um, meteor rain. I think it was like that. Oh boy. Sometimes I kind of forgot what it's called as star rain. No, meteor rain. Meteor rain sounds a little bit more better. If I actually found out what the actual word is, I can always comment down below. But when they understand that the neighbors are hiding because they thought it might be a bear that might enter, until suddenly a Natsuroceratops appeared. And what Natsuroceratops is? Well, it's a herbivoric triceratopsic relative, most close relative to the triceratops, but less having those shorted horns on its beak, on its nose, and it's more shaped like a beak, and its horns are more straight like a bull. But other than that, let me just mention that the girl actually did know about about that animal's name and its class, and I kind of really like that kid character. And I'll talk about the Afro-Arctic girl kid. To be fair, I actually think she's the best character. I I'm I know it's kind of a they're not maybe that special, but to be fair, if she actually knows stuff that she has learned, at least if we have a badass character who is also know a little bit more of paleontology. Well, other than that, later on when they watching what the Natsuroceratops is doing, we also see a glimpse of, actually do see later on, a little baby Natsuroceratops, which I should have also mentioned before the Universal's logo appeared, which I actually forgot to mention. It opens with the first Jurassic Park music, with some more editing and more remixed of the theme, which is actually really nice. And the symbol for the Jurassic Park is actually on that Universal planet Earth, kind of more like a land area with the actual logo of the Jurassic World. It's kind of real neat. And then we also heard a little bit news about the actual the incident that happened with this family, which is actually all about, and about how there, there was some appearance of Natsuroceratops having a baby, and this is actually it. It's kind of surprising. But then later on, after some really cute moments, we actually see an appearance. not on not only for not only a for the Triceratops, but an Allosaurus actually appeared just right to actually feed, to hunt down, to actually feed itself. It's kind of a predator. It's a predator that tries to hunt down the animals. You know, pretty much their nature's functionality. And I'm kind of glad it's not just a T Rex and Triceratops clash, because we know what that T Rex is most famous and Triceratops too, which probably is currently debate if Triceratops even did exist or not, because, well, it mostly. Maybe I suspected that it mostly is like a Torosaurus juvenile, because no one knows what the juvenile Torosaurus actually look like, but they do know what the adult actually do kind of look like. But enough of that. But it's actually really quite refreshing that we see a new type of animal, and an animal back from the Jurassic World, the last uh, the last film, which is actually the juvenile Allosaurus. And I kind of see that instead of having this broken wrist, kind of, well, kind of this, what do you call it? Oh yeah, stereotype. I really don't like how every single media actually use the broken wrist technique, this stereotype, how it's actually more threatening and stuff. No, it looks like that the animal has just broken its wrist. But this Allosaurus actually did not have its hands like a broken wrist motion. No, it actually does have an, like a human being actually do have, actually angling its arms like so, and it's actually more, well, how it actually would appear. Yes, it's not that kind of accurate, but what do you actually kind of get an accurate depiction of a hybrid clone of a actual realistic counterpart of its well, it's kind of prehistoric counterpart, because it, when it's actually cloned, it's kind of a little bit difficult to get all the parts in the same place. I mean, cloning animals to be like for example, a mammoth. If we clone that, we need the, like a buffalo genes, like an elephant, most likely the closest relatives and stuff. We might get, and in the future we might get a mammoth, but not that much hair. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this juvenile Allosaurus, instead of just being well, small and just look skinny, this is actually one beefy one, and it was straight began to attack the little baby Natsuceratops, and I thought it was going to die. But and the family was also surprised that it actually did escape, which it was pretty much almost there, really be damaged from that bite. So as a mother, which all the dinosaurs in that Isla Nubla was female, almost all of them. To be a parent, then must also defend its this infant, and so it did. And this is kind of I don't know if the horns were just clipped in or not, but when it's trying to charge its horns on the Allosaurus body, it looks like it clipped, like it was pretty much disappeared. I don't know if it was literally did a fatality on that Allosaurus or not, but I don't know. It was kind of okay, that happened. But yeah, But needless to that, the CGI of that battle scene is actually pretty neat. It's pretty much how they actually. It really shows how they kind of really improve with the CGI of this of the technology, how they actually make the animals look alive. And while the father figure began to try to close the door so it does so they would not hear too much noise of it, they begin to see that the mother began to get the the mother Triceratops, the mother of Mama Natsutoceratops. That's that's also a word I can actually use. It's beginning to really, not looking very well, and and now and we actually thought it was actually not gonna be a really nice ending for that until a big, a really more bigger Natsutoceratops, which actually is a male father, um, a Natsutoceratops male. It's literally the father, the the Papa Natsutoceratops, who is actually more. And I'm literally speechless. It's actually pretty awesome how they. It's not just a cliche of not this actual two kind of a female dinosaurs actually protecting their young, and it's actually is kind of a father figure of that little baby Natsutoceratops, which is kind of relevant for the news. And yeah, you can pretty much say that the Allosaurus really did not want to fight because more than just one or one and a half is kind of, well, I'm not fighting you. So they began to head off, and the Allosaurus just did not have anything to eat. Well, did I also mention that there was a three kids in that camping area? Well, one of them is a baby, and if you have seen The Quiet Place, you know what's coming. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do with when it's a baby? I mean, you you cannot even expect that. How it's actually just two species of dinosaurs just appearing in the woods, just frequently in one night when a meteor, when the, when some meteor rains just began to fall down in the skies, and it's literally quite a scene of the Lost World Jurassic Park, where El Grant and Sarah Hardings and Nick. It's pretty much like the same scene where they literally. I can actually have depict the voice of the head just in my head, just saying, thinking like, "Hang on to something, hang on to something," because when they trying to when the mother is trying to comfort that baby, that owls was just charged on that camping van and just flipped the van right on the side, which knocked down the whole family. And the baby was still on that chair. And when that, for, and when the father began try to wake up his newly wife, they just started to see that the Allosaurus literally start to break in from that window, and they made. I can really feel sorry for that baby. I mean, imagine a baby you're a baby, you will have a terrible nightmare thinking that moment when an allosaurus just shove its head trying to, well, at least trying to feed, because it's an animal. When it actually wants some, well, it's food, which is most likely meat, it is going to charge off the weakest to hunt down the prey. And that baby is the prey. And they try to do it so fast to to set the baby free, to carry it away, and the alligator started to break into that van, trying to feed pretty much everyone that was inside, because, well, it's just five people right there, actually 4.5 people. Well, okay, 5. But yeah, the father figure just tried to grab literally like a piece of metal, like a metal rod, and try to swing on that Allosaurus, which I think it's kind of dodge, but it's more like an intimidation, like making that animal go back. It's literally what it would have happened if you were in the nature and there was a bear. You're trying to defend the ones you care about. And the kids, holy crap, they just literally scream out of their life. It really feels like a Michael Crichton book. Because I think that is literally what it's actually mostly based off. And probably Jurassic Park 1. But yeah. And the wife just started to bring out a fire extinguisher and begin to spray the Allosaurus on its face, like it was like a big pepper spray, like, get the hell out of here! Please, move out of the way! It's just, lady, I know you're trying to make a pepper spray of it, but, yeah, I think it's working, I don't know. But yeah, it just starts to let out a roar. Oh yeah, they also try to get all the kids out of the place before the Allosaurus could get them. And then when the Allosaurus started to roar at them, 2 arrows just landed on the Allosaurus' right face, and one of them literally hit near the circular area in front of the eye, were like here, and I can feel the pain it goes through that poor juvenile Allosaurus. Actually, the Allosaurus itself, like it was halting away when it was attacked, and I was thinking it was some kind of hunter until it just zooms out, and it was the little daughter, which actually was a kind of build up, that she actually did have a little bit practicing to find the crossbow, and she fired it twice. How the hell could she fire it twice so fast? Well, yeah, that might be also a negative critic, but yeah. But at least they were safe, except for the when it actually zooms out, the destruction was so much. It is just it is just a feeling of, this is the next part of Jurassic World 3, and this is the direction they are now taking. And we hear the now somber really soft music of the Jurassic Park theme we all know. And the neighbors start to come out, witnessing what had just happened. So yeah, kind of literally spoke out the whole spoiler thing, which is sorry, but yeah, I kind of really liked all the characters. Yeah, the daughter character is kind of my favorite. You know, because she actually does have a little intelligence about the animals. The brother one, well, he was alright. I mean, he didn't do that much. The father actually said trying to help his family. The wife actually tried to comfort them, and the baby, well, it's a baby. And then, well, I'm not gonna lie, the editing is actually really neat. Just hiccup with the gore stuff. Like it should have been a little bit blood, and it should have been a little bit more open wound where the Allosaurus should have been hit with the horns of the Natsutoceratops. But yeah, I mean that was it. Oh yeah, that's right. The after credit scenes. Let me tell you, it really feels like an editing of a YouTube clip. And I'm not gonna lie, because some of them are really funny and some of them were like, okay, they should have a little bit improved that. But yeah, it's kind of a little bit feeling how it actually should have been. Like the first one was like a kid running away from three compsognathus. Pro compsognathus, which is actually three compies. Yeah, it's three compies. And this actually feels like she's running away from chickens, which is literally what it actually is like. I mean, have you even met a chicken? I mean, sure, you can scare away some, but actually meaning chickens that actually can defend itself and attack? Dude, if you're ever trying to frighten a chicken or two or more, and you see one try to charge on you, just run. Just run. You're no match. You just did a just terrible job then. You're just screwed. And then there was also a scene where a Stegosaurus were entering in the road, and yeah, where it's came just came out of nowhere. I feel like it just climbed up, but how the hell could it just climb up from the like a ton outside the tunnel where the road is like just imagine the car just zooms, just in my perspective, I just driving, and then the Triceratops just beginning to move, and I just turn over here, which in that perspective, what am I doing? But yeah, it was like, for example, this hand is literally car, and this is literally Stegosaurus just appearing, like beginning to actually, beginning to move, and the tail just swoops down. But yeah, whatever. It was kind of yeah, it was really bad at describing what the hell just happened. Just yeah. Okay, it's just my first kind of reaction. Actually, my thoughts video, so don't judge me. Yeah, I should have a little bit improved that, shouldn't I? Yeah. Sorry, boss. It's just my mom just getting some water. One more. Oh yeah, that's right. There was also one part where, well, one of the Parasaurolophus just drinking from the water, where a group of people just taking a boat from in the river, and then in one scene, there's literally some killer whale trying to eat a seal, hunt down a seal, when suddenly, or it's kind of shark, I don't know, but then suddenly we notice what will soon happen, and it actually did appear. The mosasaurs just swoop up, trying to feed not just one but two meals at once, and it is actually quite impressive. And then the last scene where it's actually in a wedding, and I thought it was going to be just the wife, just actually everyone just swooping down and being, well, killed, but thank goodness it didn't happen. But pull one of those white pigeons, because the pteranodon, the pterosaur, the one that shouldn't have a teeth, Jurassic Park. Yeah, this is kind of a critique I have with Jurassic Park, where they just added teeth on the pteranodon, which it literally is translated to winged toothless. I mean, it is a toothless. Its beak is literally toothless. It has no teeth. So why are you adding teeth to a pteranodon? Yeah, it's like, stop putting teeth on pteranodons and don't make them like hawks. They're not hawks or eagles. Okay, they're flying reptiles. Yes, covered with pigment fibers, like hair-like filaments across the body, like mine, but more like feather-ish. Oh yeah. What was I? Oh yeah, the pigeon did not survive. But yeah, this is not the well, it was not the actual film or something like that. I mean, it is a short film, in my knowledge, and it's actually really, really good short film. I'm actually surprised that there's actually a short film of the Jurassic Park franchise, actually Jurassic World, Jurassic franchise. When you're mentioning two names, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, it's kind of a little bit, well, sure, when Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But yeah, the 3 is just the trilogy of Jurassic Park and the trilogy of Jurassic World. Okay, now it makes sense. Gosh, I hope the third film doesn't really screw up everything, huh? Let's all hope that Jurassic World 3 actually is doing well. Because, yeah, it really did leave a big impact. I mean, I did really hate the film. I really like it, but yeah, it began to slip down in my thoughts on it. When I actually see the points that shouldn't be wrong, that should have happened instead. But yeah, if you haven't read the books and something like that, which is not connected to the films, alright? The films are based from the book. And if you have not read the book before or ever since, and you're probably sure say, well, it's actually supposed to be stand on its own. Well, it's a book from another part of you. If you haven't read a book or a novel, yeah, I really feel bad for you. I mean, it's like watching 2014, and it's actually the first Godzilla film you ever saw. Man, you really missed out on really big times, haven't you? I mean, haven't you watched the original Gojira, or like your Godzilla vs Megalon, or Godzilla Final Wars, or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are actually watching something that is actually, well, that you saw first, like Jurassic Park in 1993, which is the second, which the first one is actually the book, the actual novel before the film. And the film came out 2 years after. You see what I mean? It's like tomato, tomato, potato, tomato. What I mean is like, if you haven't read the book, I suggest you actually do it, because there is really some parts you should actually do have to keep in mind and, well, actually be invested in, because there's so many parts that once you actually read the books, read the novels that's actually existing, like the Lost World Jurassic Park from 1995 novel and the 1991 novel, you will see a really, really different perspective. And trust me, I just began to read what is actually known as the Lost World Jurassic. God damn. Oh, here it is. This one. This is what I literally just started to read. And this one includes something really different that the movie did not have, which Steven Spielberg should have actually have more. Well, he is really fantastic with which, well, features and kind of wonders, like ooh ah kind of experience, like, you know, the CGI effects and more like the perspective view. But the stories were not probably his best doing, because this one actually does include, well, remember Dodgen, because it was mentioned in the first film, but not in the second film. He is actually included in this, not just in the first novel, but in the second novel. You see what I mean? There's so many details that you feel like, well, I actually just saw the film and they were, eh, well, and I'm just gonna go up in front of that person and say, hey, have you actually have other perspective and actual, well, well, critique that you're gonna add that's probably missing from the original source material? And if you answer no, well, maybe you should have started reading the book before you actually critique, because you're really missing out really big much. A really big time. I mean, take it from me, I mean, I actually didn't know when I was really young, when I heard from Jurassic Park from Michael Crichton, which, spoiler alert, my young autism me thinking that was actually my work. It don't question me. Don't ask me why I actually said that, because yeah, I'm young. I was really stupid back then. Look at me now. I'm hairy as hell. Well, you cannot see it in the light, but yeah, I'm quite hairy. Got some facial hair and stuff, but yeah. Before it gets really weird, I think that was pretty much all that I had to talk about the battle at Big Rock. And probably I should also added the plus what you should actually do if you actually critique a Jurassic Park film, or actually the franchise, because